I've awakened a sixth sense. I know the reason people die. Not when or how, just the reason. It burns across my vision when I look too long. This morning, a man stood across from me, humming. Above his head, one word flickered. Accident. He got off 2 stops later. When I looked in the mirror after, I expected a word too. Instead, I saw a bird. They said the divine injection would change me. They said I'd awaken something. Guess they were right. But before the beasts, before the power, there was pain. And before the pain, there was Edgar. A massive bully hurled me across the concrete like a rag doll. Laughter erupted around me. A circle of rich students had gathered to watch. Edgar, the biggest bully of them all, flicked ash from my clothes back in my face. How'd you get the money to pay for this initiation? Don't you know the injection can kill unworthy peasants like you? Today was my divine injection day. If I survived, I'd gain a power and a spot at the Golden Divine Academy. If I failed, well, I wouldn't leave this place alive. Then I saw it. My prized letter lying on the ground. No! I reached for it, but Edgar stomped on my hand. Pain shot up my arm. What's this? He picked it up and read it out loud. Good luck, Carl. Don't worry about the money. I poured the rest of my savings into your divine injection because I believe in you. Do it for your Lila and me. Love, Mum. The crowd howled with laughter. Give it back! I shouted. Edgar smirked and shoved me with his boot. Your poor mother. She's going to regret wasting all that on you. Before I could get up, a voice cut through the noise. Leave him alone and hand it over. It was Dana, my childhood friend, the only one I had. She shoved Edgar back without flinching. Edgar glared at her, then ripped the letter in half and tossed the pieces to the ground. There. Take it. No. I dropped to my knees, grabbing the scraps as Dana helped me. Don't let him get to you, Carl, she whispered. Then the intercom blared overhead. Section B, report to your testing base. My stomach dropped. It was time. Edgar grinned. Showtime. Ash wipe. One by one, students went inside their testing rooms and came out, changed. Dana went in, and when she stepped out, her eyes glowed faintly. A silver moon-shaped mark shone on her chest. Congratulations. You've been accepted to the Golden Divine Academy, an official said, handing her a folder. I grinned. You did it. Then Edgar shoved past me. When he came out, a warrior's mark burned on his chest. He sneered. Guess I'll see you at the academy, loser. If you don't die in there. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Because I was next. The door sealed shut behind me. Sit. Left arm out, the official said without looking up. I sat down, rolling up my sleeve. My heart pounded in my ears. Everything my mom had sacrificed led to this moment. The man tapped the syringe. Deep breath. I closed my eyes. Please, just let me survive. The needle sank in. At first, nothing. Then a burning sensation exploded in my arm. The lights flickered. Machines sparked. Birds screeched outside. The official's eyes went wide. What the? Ah! Pain ripped through my chest, crawling up my veins like fire. I looked down. A jagged 3-clawed mark glowed on my arm, so bright it lit the whole room in red. The official stumbled back. I've never seen this before. Suddenly, the mark flared outward, forming a massive spectral beast claw above me. Panic gripped me. What's happening? Am I gonna die? The man frantically tapped on his pad. Class. Unknown. Power. Unknown. Then he froze, his face pale. No way! I staggered toward him. No way what? Before he could answer, the beast claw slammed down over me in a burst of blinding red light. The room vanished, I stood in a wild forest beneath a blood-red sky. Shadows moved around me, monstrous creatures stepping into view. A silver deer with a scorpion's tail, a giant spider crackling with lightning, a white wolf with 9 burning tails. They all bowed to me. What the hell? Then a massive shadow passed overhead. Something huge with wings screamed in the distance. I looked up, and then everything went black. I jolted awake to the rattle of a train. Carl! Dana was beside me, eyes full of concern. Students around me gasped. The claw mark on my arm was glowing red hot, lighting up the entire cabin. What is that mark? I yanked my sleeve down, but before I could answer, "Attention, students!" A strict woman marched in. Her tag read, Sergeant Rita. "Congratulations," she said firmly. "You've all been accepted to the Golden Divine Academy. Will arrive shortly." Accepted? So this wasn't a dream. It was real. "If you haven't discovered your power yet, you'd better figure it out before we reach the gates," Rita barked. "You'll need it to survive your first trial." Around me, students showed off their powers. A boy sparking electricity, a girl levitating a coin. And me? Nothing. Just a throbbing headache and this strange mark. Near the front, I spotted Edgar whispering to Rita and pointing at me. He smirked when her cold gaze met mine. Dana squeezed my shoulder. "You need to go to your cabin. Figure out what you can do. Good luck." I nodded, even though I had no idea what my power was. As I walked down the hall, scratching at the mark on my arm, my thoughts went back to the strange vision. Those shadowy creatures. That wolf with a tail of fire. It hadn't felt like a dream at all. It felt real, like I had looked straight into the future. Then, out of nowhere, a strange voice spoke in my head. "Pet skills not available." I froze. "What? Who's there?" "You must record a pet." "A pet? Record it? Was this some kind of new part of my power? What am I supposed to be now? A magical vet?" Before I could figure it out, a snack cart rolled into me. The woman pushing it caught the cart quickly, smiling warmly. "Snacks, sir?" "Oh no, My stomach growled loudly before I could finish. "Sure," I said, embarrassed. Without missing a beat, she handed me an egg the size of a football, like she had already chosen it for me. I just stared, confused. "Enjoy," she said, wheeling away before I could ask a single question. I looked down at the egg in my hands. It was huge, warm, and heavy. What kind of snack is this? And what kind of beast lays something this big? I carried the egg under my arm into my private cabin, hoping to find the training tools Rita had mentioned. Then I noticed something strange. The egg was gone. Wait, what? Had I dropped it? I looked around frantically, but before I could find it, the air shimmered. The whole room warped and turned blinding white. My eyes rolled back, and I collapsed. For the 3rd time today, I was somewhere else. But this time, I felt like I actually knew where I was. This was a space inside my mind where my powers lived, and it felt deeply familiar. The world was empty, nothing but endless white. In the center, sitting on a stone altar, was a nest. In it rested the egg. It glowed faintly, runes circling around it. "This better be one hell of a snack," I muttered. The voice returned, calm and mechanical. "Suitable pet target found." Before I could react, the egg trembled, cracks spreading across its shell. Suddenly my balance slipped, and my mind was pulled away. I blinked. I was back in the real world, but not in my cabin. Somehow, I was in the train's kitchen, bumping into a cook. What the? Had I walked here in a trance? "Sorry about that," I mumbled. The cook waved it off. "Don't worry, kid. You look starving. Let me get you some meat." In a blink, I was dragged back to that strange inner world. The egg had hatched. A small bird chirped weakly at me, its feathers still fluffy. What in the world? Beast space activated. Wind speed hawk pet added. My eyes widened. What? This? This isn't a wind speed hawk. Those things are huge, 7-foot wingspans, storms in their wings. This is just a chick. The little bird was cute, but it was no mighty hawk. The smell of roasted meat snapped me back again. The cook slid a plate toward me. "Here you go." Before I could stop myself, I grabbed it and began devouring the meat like I hadn't eaten in days. My body moved on its own, more like a wild animal than me, or maybe more like a hungry bird. By the time I came to my senses, my face was covered in grease and scraps of meat. Then the voice rang again. "Beast space activated. Supervision activated." Supervision? I blinked, and my sight changed. The world sharpened like never before. I could see the smallest detail miles away, and my side vision was just as clear as what was in front of me. I can see a nest of quill beasts, 100 miles away. The colors around me glowed richer than anything I'd ever seen. Ultraviolet light, heat from distant animals, even faint trails through the trees. It was like seeing a whole new world. No wonder wind-speed hawks were known as hunters in the night. They could see everything. Maybe this power wasn't so bad after all. And then the voice spoke again. "Additional skills include Rend." Rend? My lips curved into a grin. Rend was a basic combat skill, a sharp blast of air. Most thought it was weak compared to flashy powers, but I knew how dangerous it could be. With supervision and Rend together, I could hit enemies before they even knew I was there. I could see every trap, every ambush, every answer on every test. I returned to the beast space, wanting to thank the hatchling. But when I arrived, the bird was already bigger, nearly filling my hand. "Maybe you will grow into a windspeed hawk," I said softly. The bird chirped and squawked at me, but we couldn't understand each other. I sighed. "Guess we'll figure out the talking thing later. Better ask Dana about this." Back in my quarters, I told Dana about everything while finishing the last of my food. She frowned, thinking hard. "I don't know what this beast space is, but it means one thing. You'll be an awakened for sure." "A what?" I asked, mouth still full. She laughed. "It's the Academy's ranking. We all start as common. No control, weak powers. Then, if we finish basic training, we become awakened." "And after that?" I pressed. She leaned closer. "The strongest of the strong become ascended. Only 2 a year. They end up generals. Or presidents." I smirked. "What if we're this year's ascended elites?" Dana snorted. "Don't be crazy. I'd be happy just to be awakened elite." I wiped my mouth and leaned back. "Dana, I don't care about fame or money. Don't you think our powers could be used for something more?" She chuckled. "What's more important than being rich and famous?" And right then, fate gave us an answer. The train screeched and slammed. The world flipped as we were thrown hard into the wall. When I opened my eyes again, I was on the floor. Sergeant Rita burst in, face grim. "There's been a crash. Everyone out, now." I scrambled up, searching for Dana. She struggled to her feet, clutching my arm. "Thank you," she whispered. We rushed outside with Rita and the other students. The air smelled fresh, trees, flowers, a shock after weeks of dusty tunnels. But then I saw it. The train had hit a giant boulder, placed right on the tracks. "This was no accident," Rita growled. We walked the rest of the way. Dana leaned on me, whispering, "Shouldn't we wait for help?" Rita shook her head. "No. Whatever did this could still be nearby." That was all I needed to hear. I turned to the others. "Let's go." The students fell in line behind Rita. Even Edgar, who usually couldn't stand me, followed close behind. Sunny meadow encircled by towering trees and distant mountains. We walked through the forest and into a field. I turned on my supervision to watch out for traps. Though I couldn't see the academy with my supervision, I did see something else on the way. I could tell that there was a huge population of earth mice hidden throughout the field. Earth mice were small beasts who could dig forever and even throw stones with magic. They were mostly harmless, and I had some experience hunting them down to eat. But in large numbers, forget about it. Just 10 earth mice could easily overpower an adult man, and a colony has hundreds if not thousands of earth mice. Mice, hungry. I instinctively grumbled to myself, even though I wasn't really hungry. Rita's ears perked up. "What was that?" she asked. I covered my mouth, but it was too late. I didn't know why I had said it, so I had to think fast. "There's a colony of earth mice right under our feet," I said to Rita and the other students. Rita frowned. A colony of earth mice can take out a battalion. Any plans? I might have hunted them before, but that was with a slingshot, and in small numbers. Getting a clean kill shot here would be much more trouble. But maybe I could do it with Rend. I just have to time it right. One wrong Rend move and I'm earth mice bait. I stepped forward, armed with nothing but a single combat skill and a baby bird in my head. Not exactly the most glorious of first battles, but it'd have to do. The moment my foot touched the ground, the earth mice snapped into immediate action. The 4-inch long earth mice began to hurl small rocks at me, giving away their location. Rend! I screamed and flicked my fingers. 4 sharp red energy arcs flew out of them. The arcs easily swiped through the earth mice, sending them scurrying back to their holes. No rocks had hit any of the students. Rita had an impressed look on her face. Good thing you have Rend. If it was a better skill, you'd have no energy left. I rolled my eyes. Yes, using powerful skills took away your energy and made you pass out. But did she have to phrase it like I had any other options? With my supervision and Rend, we made our way through the field in no time. Soon, we were inside a dark and deep forest, and I felt as if we were being watched. Keep an eye out, everyone, Rita warned the group. We're not alone. I felt a little happy that Rita agreed with me, but I should have known that meant trouble, because that very instant, Edgar's yell cut through the tension. Help! We all turned to see Edgar being lifted up into the sky by a large living vine. Vines sprung up out of the ground all around us, trapping some by their ankles. Help! Another student yelled as they pulled her down onto the soft dirt. Rita tried to help her, but a loose vine whipped at her face, keeping her back. It was a plant monster, the kind that can easily destroy towns. How was I supposed to stop it? Supervision was of no help here, and Rend could only shoot out 4 energy arcs at once. And if I cut them down, they'd probably grow back immediately. Was this really the end? Don't miss the next thrilling chapter of First Legendary Beastmaster, only on Pocket FM. Download the app and listen free.